Good morning Year 6 and welcome to the last video for this week. We are going to continue learning to calculate mean. So here is your Fluent at 5. Please pause the video and have a go. So number 1, 4,180. Number 2, 86.727. Number 3, your missing number was 527. Number 4 was 9/14. And number 5 was 1,800. So, here is your daily challenge. 5 classes of children collect some money to share equally with 5 local charities. Now, your really important pieces of information there are 5 classes, 5 charities, and share equally. 4 of the classes record how much money they have collected, but the 5th class forgot to record theirs. They've probably got a teacher like me. So, here are the 4 classes' collections, 34, 29, 18 and 27. The total, once it has been shared equally to each charity, is £25. Each of the 5 charities gets £25. How much did the 5th class raise? So there's a couple of steps here. I really want you to take your time, think about it carefully. Pause the video and I will go through the answers. Here is your second challenge. I need you to calculate how many goals Joe scored and add his total to the table. So you know the goals of some of the children and you know the children. You also know the mean. How many did Joe score? Pause the video and have a go. So the answers. You knew the amount 4 classes collected. You also knew that they shared them equally and they collected up all the money and shared it out equally. That's really important. You also know the total once it was shared is £25. Now we can either look at that as the total divided by the 5 charities is £25 or the mean is £25. So we know that £25, the mean, or the amount shared equally, times 5 classes gives us the total amount raised. Because if each of the 5 charities gets £25, we just need to add all of the amounts together, or times them by 5. And that gives us £125. So we know that in total, 5 classes raised £125. Now we do know the total of 4 of the classes because they wrote it down, unlike the 5th class. So you do 34, add 29, add 18, add 27, and that gives you 108. You then need to find the difference between the total you know was raised and the total the 4 classes raised to find the amount the 5th class raised. If you do 125, take away 108, you find £17. So not only did they forget to write it down, but they raised the least. Then, the next one, calculate how many goals Joe scored. So you know that the total number of goals was 36 because you know the mean is 6 and that there are 6 children. And in order to calculate the mean, you divide the amount by the amount of children. So if we do the inverse and do the mean 6 times the 6 children, that gives us 36. So that is the total number of goals scored in the whole tournament. Then we calculate how many goals were scored without Joe, and that gives us 33. So we know that there were 36 goals in total, and 33 of the goals happened without Joe, so that means Joe scored 3 of them. Well done if you got those right. I hope you've enjoyed this week's maths videos, and I will see you soon for more. Goodbye.